Good morning. Welcome to Regional Park's Storytime programming. My name is James, and I'm filming today at the EECO Center in Mission Creek Regional Park on the traditional and unceded territory of the Okanagan Silt people. Today our theme for Storytime is moose, and our first book is called Making the Moose Out of Life, written by Nicholas Oldland and published by Kids Can Press. Making the Moose Out of Life. There once was a moose who lived in the wild but did not act wild at all. When it rained, his friends would go puddle jumping. Not this moose, too wet. When the wind blew, his friends would go kite flying. Not this moose, too windy. When it snowed, his friends would go skiing. Not this moose, too cold. But every now and then, the moose got the feeling he was missing out on something. What could it be? The moose tried meditating. Om. He tried searching the internet. He tried looking into a crystal ball, praying to the moose above, and scanning the night sky. But the moose didn't find a thing. One sunny day, the moose was struck with a thought. He needed to take life by the antlers if he was going to find that something missing. In the same instant, he noticed the sailboat at the water's edge, its sail gently flapping in the breeze. The moose was inspired. With his friends looking on, the moose set sail. But what started as a gentle breeze turned into a strong wind. And soon became a raging storm. The moose battled the storm till he could fight no more. In the morning, the moose woke up scared and alone on a deserted island. Normally, this moose would have curled into a ball and cried. But that day, he took a deep breath and got to work. The moose located a source of fresh water, gathered wood and made a signal fire. He built a shelter, climbed for coconuts, learned to spearfish, and met a tortoise named Tuesday. Over the following days and weeks, the moose faced many challenges and thought of home often. But with Tuesday by his side, he made the most of island life. When it was hot, they went swimming. When the waves were big, they surfed. When it was cold, they roasted coconuts by the fire. Life was pretty good. Then, just as the moose was about to pour Tuesday another coconut smoothie one evening, a ship appeared on the horizon. Quickly, they threw more wood on the fire to get the crew's attention. When the ship came to the moose's rescue, the two friends said their goodbyes, promised to write, and made plans to get together over the holidays. The moose had been rescued on day 3 of a 2-week Caribbean cruise. At first, he was nervous about being back at sea, but when the moose finally left his cabin, it didn't take long for him to embrace the cruise ship lifestyle. He enjoyed all-day buffets, shuffleboarded on the libo deck, and all-night card games. When the moose finally arrived home, his friends could hardly believe their eyes. The beaver and the bear thought they had lost their friend forever. They gave him a big welcome home hug, and when the once mild-mannered moose said, "Let's go cliff jumping," his friends were overjoyed. Dear Tuesday, I feel like a new moose. I'm always doing something fun and exciting. Can't wait for the holidays. I miss you. Have you ever been to Africa? Love, Moose. Here is a moose antler. Male moose and all deer, so deer and elk and moose, all grow antlers. And these antlers grow on their heads every year, and they shed their antlers every winter. One set of moose antlers, this one and the other one over here, can be up to 2 meters wide and weigh up to 35 kilograms or 80 pounds. That means moose have very strong necks. Moose are also very large animals. In British Columbia, moose can grow up to 500 kilograms or 1,100 pounds, and at their shoulders stand 2 meters tall. That's as tall as I am. And in the Yukon and Alaska, moose get even larger, and they can be up to 700 kilograms or 1,500 pounds. Our second book today is called Moose Tracks. It's written by Karma Wilson, illustrated by Jack E. Davis, and published by Margaret K. McElderry Books. Moose Tracks. There are moose tracks on my back porch. I'm not sure how they got there. One thing I'm fairly certain of, last night, those tracks were not there. There's bear hair on my lawn chair, but a bear came by to eat. When we barbecued our supper, he shed hair there on his seat. Bear hair, I remember, but who left all those moose tracks? There are moose tracks in my kitchen, and I'm itching to know why. Some friends dropped over yesterday, but not one moose stopped by. There are nutshells on the counter, but a chipmunk left them there. He was making nut fudge sundaes for the two of us to share. Nutshells, I remember, but who left all those moose tracks? There are moose tracks on the den floor. How they got there, I cannot say. Last night, there were no moose tracks, but they're everywhere today. There are feathers on my carpet, but my best pal is a goose. We were playing hokey pokey, and her feathers fluttered loose. Feathers, I remember, but who left all those moose tracks? There are moose tracks in my bathroom. It's an all-out mystery. If only I know who left them, he could mop them up for me. There are mouse prints in my bathtub, but my maid, she is a mouse. She always leaves wee prints when she tidies up my house. Mouse prints, I remember, but who left all those moose tracks? There are moose tracks in my bedroom. They are splattered all around. Noisy moose feet should have clattered, but I never heard a sound. There are wood chips in my guest bed, but a beaver spent the night. He got hungry, and the bedpost looked so good he took a bite. Wood chips I remember, but who left all those moose tracks? There are moose tracks on my back porch, in my kitchen and my den. In my bathroom, in my bedroom, moose tracks everywhere I have been. Who on earth left all those moose tracks? I'm quite sure I'll never guess. Why, look at me. I am a moose, and I never make a mess. Moose tracks out. Moose are herbivores, which means they eat vegetation, leaves, plants, and one of their favorites is aquatic plants. Moose need to eat 10,000 calories a day. So that's about 5 times more food than the average human needs to eat. It's a lot of food. 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches, and 5 dinners. Moose also have no upper teeth, but instead they have a special lip that they can grab onto stuff with, like leaves and branches, to eat from. Here's a picture of a moose in its favorite habitat, a pond. Thank you very much for joining us today for Storytime. Please visit rdco.com/parks to see other upcoming virtual programming and tune in next Tuesday for Storytime. Have a great day.